ado, let me bring up the last poet for the open mic. It's brother outside of LL Cool J, makes Kangos go for St. Louis. Please put your hands together for Kalil the Poet.
Good evening, beautiful people. This particular poem, first of all, poetry for me, just like a lot of people, is therapy. And this particular poem was truly therapy, and I started calling myself doing the intro as a public service announcement. And in saying that, I'm saying that those of us men who do not claim our children, and those women who do not tell their children who their fathers is, we are so wrong, because the after effects and the scars goes with us and with them. And so with that being said, here comes the poem. Dark shadows, tales from the dark side, bloodline, the sins of my father. They say that sometimes the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. And although I don't know you, that still very much applies to you and me. You see, no longer can I continue the child's play of indulging in fantasies of make-believe. Because the twisted reality is, if I don't know you, how can I truly know me? Without a doubt, I am my father and forefathers before me, because the lines of genealogy don't change from one generation to another. So spiritually, or mathematically speaking, unless my conception was an immaculate one, I'm more than just an X factor from my mother. For years you've been entombed in my private mausoleum for unsolved mysteries. Now this painful resurrection of you is a therapeutic necessity for my own sanity. You see, when I look into the looking glass of my own reflection, I see an enigma, a mystery. I see within my own soul an inner child with half of a past, half of a history, half of a genealogy, and facing an unknown destiny. But in keeping it real with the auto man that I've evolved to be, then I need to unleash this Pandora's box of pain and rage and hostility that dwells within me. So first let it be said and known that my strong black mother who fed and nurtured me is more a woe man than half the man that you could ever be. Because she raised this black wild man child with the black matriarchal rites of passage to be the strong and outspoken black man today that I be. You see, there was no you around to sit me on your knees, look into my eyes and smile and say, son, you look just like me. Nor was you around to play the games of baseball, basketball, or corkball with me. You didn't even hang around long enough to give me the bullshit line about the black man's facts of life. Excuse me, you didn't even hang around long enough to give me the line about the black man's facts of life or the bullshit line about the birds and the bees. And since you was AWOL and MIA in mama's life, how can you tell me that woman is the better half and completion of me? And also, in keeping it real, if you produced other siblings like me, I could have accidentally slept with one or two of your female bastard seeds. So again, if it's true that the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree, then the flaws that exist in you as a man and as a father may very well exist in me. You see, I've had my 6 degrees of separation from 3 babies and 3 baby mamas. And my 6 felony convictions and 3 penitentiary bitches and slavery is my testimony to the white man's justice and the black man's grief and drama. And unlike credential, my revolving door relationships made me feel more like a rolling stone, because regardless of where I laid my hat on my head, even Remax couldn't make me call it my home. My criminal mentality had me pushing poison in the hood like I was Superfly, and I lived my life dangerously on the edge like it was do or die. I've been up in life and down in life, and sometimes I've even been dysfunctional, like a Freddy Krueger in life. But this black cat has 9 lives and will always hang on like Snoopy to life. But not knowing you has created that dark and dangerous side of me with the twisted, diurnal, and nocturnal Jekyll and Hyde type of mentality. You see, if you'd acknowledge me as your shorty and knew that I would carry on your progeny with my own legacy, excuse me. You see, if only you you would have accepted me as your seed and not avoid me as if only you would have accepted me as your seed, but yet your mental abortion of me as if I was an apple bird, and you despised the sight of me. But not knowing you has created this emptiness in me, because how can I ever climb off trace my family tree to find the root existence of me? But you know what, Dad? I have a shorty who have a shorty, and both of them is named after me. And I smile when I look into their eyes because both of them look like me. And I constantly pray to my God that my son and my grandson be better men than me. Because I personally know that sometimes the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. Don't let me be the man my father was. Thank you.